Hi, I'm Vincent, and in this video, I'm going to make the most complete guide you will ever find on how to send cold emails using Instantly.ai. So this video is designed specifically for beginners, so that's why you will see step by step how to connect your email accounts to be able, of course, to send cold emails, how to warm up properly all your email addresses in bulk. Then I will show you the best settings to use for your email accounts to get a good deliverability, how to find B2B leads with their verified emails, and it's very important to have verified emails, how to launch your first cold email campaign, and as always, with the good settings for your deliverability. And finally, you will see how to reply to your leads directly and instantly. So basically, I will cover everything you need to start sending cold emails using Instantly.ai, and I'm sure it will help you to generate leads for your business. So let's start. All right, so the first step is to create a free account on Instantly. So if you want to do that, you just need to click the first link in the description and then you will be on this page. I just want to let you know that if you use the link in the description, you support my work and you get the best free trial available. So once you click the link in the description, as I told you, you will be on this page. And now if you want to create your free account, you just need to click here on Start for Free. On this page, we have some options to create a new account. So if you want, you can sign up with Google or with Apple, or in my case, I can sign up with my email. Then I need to give a password. Then I check the box and I click on Join Now. Once you've created your account, and I hope that you've used the link in the description, you will be on your Instantly account. On the left, you will find all the features that you have on Instantly, and the most important ones are email accounts. So here, basically on this page, you can connect and edit all your email accounts. Then here in campaigns, you can edit and create a new cold email campaigns. And here in Unibox, you can see and reply to your leads. Now, just before I show you step by step how to connect email accounts to Instantly, I recommend you to go here in settings. And here we have to modify some settings. So the first thing I recommend you to do is to go here in preferences. Here, scroll a little bit. And here, make sure that you have automatically post campaigns with high bounce rates. So enable this option. Then if you scroll a little bit, make sure that you have this option. So account disconnect notification. So enable this option. And why it's important to do that? It's because you want all your email accounts connected to Instantly. Then let's go back on top, and this time we go in integrations. And here, basically, you can connect your app to Instantly. For example, you can connect Calendly or Google Calendar. You can connect HubSpot, and you can connect Slack. So Slack is very useful. For example, you can get a Slack notification when you have a new reply from a lead. So if you want to have this workflow, you just need to connect Slack to Instantly. Now on top, you can go here in block list, and here basically you can say that you don't want to reach out to some people, for example, your competitors or your existing clients. So if you want to import these people, you go here in import, and then you can upload a big block list if you want with a CSV file. You can enter data manually, or you can use a Google Sheet. So let's say, for example, that I have just one competitor. So let's type one email, for example. So this one. Then I click here on import emails. And now you see that I have one email address in my block list. Finally, I recommend you to go here in advanced deliverability. And then make sure that you have this, so disable open tracking. And why I recommend you to disable the tracking, it's because it will hurt the deliverability of your cold emails. So disable open tracking, yes. enable ESP matching, not very useful. This one, always send first email as text only, yes. And why? It's because if you have some HTML in your cold email, it might hurt your deliverability. So that's why you only want to have text in your cold email. So make sure that you have these settings and then you click on save. And now that we have the good settings in Instantly, it's time to connect some email accounts. So for that, you go here in email accounts. And now here on this page, you will be able to see all your email accounts connected to Instantly. And if you want to connect or add some email accounts, very easy. You click here on Add New. And on this page, you see that you have 3 options to connect mailboxes to your Instantly accounts. Just before I show you in details each of these options, I want to show you what is a cold email infrastructure so that at the end you can choose the right infrastructure. So basically, when you want to send cold emails, the first thing you need to have is some domains. So for example, let's take here one domain. For each domain, you can connect up to 5 mailboxes. So let's write here mailbox 1, mailbox 2, and mailbox 3. And with one mailbox, you can send between 20 to 30 cold emails per day. So I recommend you 25. So at the end, you see that with just one domain, you can send 75 cold emails per day. And if you want to send more cold emails, you need a domain number 2, number 3, and so on. And this is how a cold email infrastructure works. So you have multiple domains, and for each of these domains, you have mailboxes, and each mailbox sends between 20 to 30 cold emails per day. So this is an email infrastructure. Now that you know what is an email infrastructure, let's go back on Instantly and let's have a look at these options. So the first one is pre-warmed accounts. So basically here you buy domains and mailboxes that are already warmed. So you don't need to waste your time on all the technical stuff to set up your mailboxes because Instantly does that for you. And you don't need to wait 2 to 3 weeks of email warm-up to be able to send cold emails. So if you need to start sending cold emails today, this option is the best, but of course it's more expensive. So let's have a look here by clicking on continue. Then we select an existing domain. So let's say this one. Here you see the price, so $15 per year. It's a lot. And why I say that, it's because when you use a provider like Spaceship, for example, you pay between $8 to $9 per year. So it's cheaper. Now let's click on next. So if I scroll, you see here that we have 5 Google mailboxes. So these mailboxes are already created, already warmed. So that's perfect if you want to start sending cold emails today. But the main drawback, of course, is the price, because here each mailbox costs $10 per month. So at the end, for 5 mailboxes, you pay $50 per month, which is a lot. But if you want to start sending cold emails today, that's the best choice. Now let's go back and have a look at the second option. So done for your email setup. So basically with this option, you don't need to waste your time on all the technical setup because Instantly will do all of that for you. So with this option, you can buy your domains and email accounts directly on Instantly. So for that, let's click here on Google. Then this time I can give a domain. For example, give me leads. I only want .com. And here I will have some suggestions. For example, I have supergivemeleads.com, freegivemeleads.com, successgivemeleads.com. So let's click on this one, for example. Then I click on next. And now you see that Instantly can create Google mailboxes and it costs less money because it's $5 per mailbox. The main drawback of this option is, of course, that you need to wait between 2 to 3 weeks of email warm-up before sending cold emails. And finally, the last option and the cheapest one is to connect existing accounts. For example, what you can do is to use Google or Microsoft mailboxes provider. And with this option, it costs between $3.50 to $4 per month per mailbox. So it's cheaper compared to this option done for you email setup, where it's $5 a month per mailbox. So here you have the choice. You can connect Google and Microsoft mailboxes, or if you have something more custom, you can use this one, any provider. So you see that you have the choice when you want to create or import your email accounts directly in Instantly. Once you've connected some email accounts, you will get the list of all your email accounts here on this page. And now the next step, of course, is to warm up your email addresses. So if you want to warm up all your email addresses in bulk, you just need to click here. Then you click on Select All. Then you click on the 3 dots. And then you click on Enable Warm-Up. So by doing that, you will keep your deliverability as high as possible. And now the next step is to make sure that we have the good settings to get the best deliverability for our email accounts. So if you want to edit the settings of all your email accounts, same process, select all, then you click here on bulk edit settings. All right, so here we can set up our sender name. So in my case, Vincent Robin. Then we can set up a signature. So what I like to do is to type _ and then first name from company name. So in my case, Vincent from Give Me Leads. Here, if you want to get the best deliverability possible, I strongly recommend you to not add any HTML. So no image, no GIF, no link, and so on. So just plain text like this. Then here, if we scroll, we have the campaign settings. And the first one I recommend you to modify is this one. So the number of cold email you want to send per day per email account. So I recommend you to stay between 20 to 30 cold emails per day per email account. So let's say 25. Then minimum wait time, 5 minutes. Then campaign slow ramp, I recommend you to enable this option. So gradually increase the number of campaign emails sent per day. So we enable this option. Reply to address, we don't care. Here, very important, custom tracking domain. So you don't want to enable the custom tracking domain because it will hurt your deliverability. So it was good to have this option a few years ago, but now it will hurt your deliverability. So you won't be able to see your open rate and so on, but at least you get a good deliverability, and that's what we want. Then if I scroll, I have some warm-up settings. Here, filter tag, we don't care. Increase per day, I like to have 2. Daily warm-up limit, 10. Here, just below, please don't check this box because you want a slow warm-up. And finally, reply rate, I like to have 50%. And now at the end, don't forget to click on Save. And boom, we have our settings updated. All right, so at this point, you've connected some email accounts directly in Instantly. You've enabled the warm-up, and you have the good settings to have the perfect deliverability. And now it's time to create our first outreach campaign. So for that, we need to go back on Instantly. And if you want to create a cold email campaign, you click here in Campaigns, and then you click here on Add New. Here we can give a name for our campaign. And so for that, I like to type the filters I will use to identify the leads. So let's say that for this tutorial, we want to target people who are founder in a company headcount between 500 to 1,000 people. And let's say that these people are based in New York. Like this, then I click on Continue. And now the next step is to find some leads. So for that, I click here on Add Leads. And here you see that we have 4 options. So we can upload directly a CSV. We can use the Instantly Super Search. So it's basically a B2B lead database, but because it's a database, you don't have the freshest data on the market. And that's why I prefer to use by far a LinkedIn Sales Navigator, because on this platform, you have the freshest data on the market. And finally here, you can enter emails manually or use Google Sheets. So as I told you, what I want to do for this tutorial is to find people on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and then I will use Give Me Leads to export them from LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get their verified emails. So let's go on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So as I told you, it's basically an access to the LinkedIn database. On the left, I have all the filters I can use. So you see that we have a lot of filters. And on the right, I will get my leads. So I said that I want to target people who are founder in a company headcount between 500 to 1,000 people. And I target people based in New York. So I use the filter geography. Then I type New York, so New York City Metropolitan. I click on include. And now you see that with these 3 filters, I have a bit more than 6,000 people. So let's check some leads. So here we have founder in the US, founder, co-founder, founder, co-founder, co-founder, and so on. So that's perfect. And now when you want to export these people into a clean CSV file and get their emails, so unfortunately, you can't do that with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and that's why you need a third-party tool like Give Me Leads to be able to do that. So if you want to try for free Give Me Leads, you can go on givemeleads.io, or you have a link in the description. Then you click on Start for free, you create your account, and you install the Chrome extension. And then at the end, you will get a button like this one from Give Me Leads. So this button, Extract Leads. So once you are happy with your search and you want to export these people, all you need to do is to click here on Extract Leads. Then you will be redirected to your Give Me Leads account. Here you can give the number of leads you want to export. So let's say 100 just for this tutorial. You want to get the emails of these leads. So find emails, yes. And now all I need to do is to click on Export Leads, and my export will be running. So I just need to wait a few seconds and I will get my list of leads. All right, so as you can see, the export is done. And now if I want to see my list of leads, I just need to click here on Download CSV. So here is exactly my list of leads. If I scroll, you see that I have 100 leads, which is perfect. On top, we have all the information we need to reach out to these people. So we have the first name, last name, LinkedIn URL. So always useful if you want to reach out to these leads on LinkedIn. You have, of course, the verified emails of your leads. So when it's verified, it means that it's completely safe to reach out to these people. You have the job title, location, and actually much more information. For example, you have the company name, company website. So the company website might be useful if you want to personalize your cold emails using AI, company location, company industry, and so on. So when you export your leads with Give Me Leads, we do 2 things. First, we clean the data. For example, for the first name, last name, and company name, you don't have any problems with capital letters or with people with a rocket emoji like this at the end. So here you don't have Donna with an emoji at the end. And the second thing we do is to make sure that each lead perfectly matches all your filters. So for that, you see on the left that I have 2 columns. I have matches filters and invalid reason. So when it's true, it means that the lead perfectly matches all my filters. But if I scroll, I will see some people with false. And here I have the reason, so wrong company size. So Kevin, for example, is working in a company but it's not the company size I want to target. So with this feature, you make sure that you only reach out to people who are your ideal customers. And at the end, what you can do is to decide to remove these people from your lead list, or if you want, you can keep some of them if they are relevant. But for the tutorial, I will remove these people. So here I only have people who are founder in New York, and the company headcount is between 500 to 1,000 people. And now the next step, of course, is to upload this list of leads directly in Instantly. I'm back on Instantly, and this time I click on Upload CSV, and then I click here and I select my list of leads on my computer. My list of leads has been uploaded, and now the next step is to map the columns that I have in my CSV file with the Instantly variables. So make sure that you have first name with first name, last name, and so on. So make sure that you have at least first name, because we want to say hi first name in our cold email, and of course the email of your leads. So email with email. And once you've done everything, you scroll and then you click on upload all. So this will upload 59 contacts to your campaign, and 20 contacts had errors. And why we have some errors is because we don't have the email addresses of some leads. So that's completely normal, because you can't have 100% of emails of your leads. So you click on OK. And now the next step is to create a campaign. So the first thing we need to do is to write a subject. So let's say that I want to promote my SaaS Give Me Leads. I will say export leads with emails, and then rewrite our email. So I like to start by saying hi first name. And if you want to use the first name variable, you go here and you click on variables, then first name, and then you write your cold email. So let's say just for this tutorial, I want to ask a very simple question. So do you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build your list of leads? And then what I want to add at the end of my email is, of course, my signature. So for that, I go here and I click on variables, then signature. So here we have hi first name. Do you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build your list of leads? And here my signature. If you want to have a preview of your email, you click here on preview. And here on the left, you can select from which email account you want to send your email. So it's just for the preview. So let's say this one. So I have my signature, Vincent from Give Me Leads, and load data for lead. So let's say this one. So here we have, hi Dirk, do you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build your list of leads? So that's perfect. Now I click on save. And the next step, if you want to have a good deliverability, is to add some spin tags. So if you want to do that, you just need to select your text. Then you click on AI tools, then AI spin tags writer. And here you see that we have some spin tags, and it's always useful to have spin tags to have some variations in your emails. So basically with that, you avoid sending the same email over and over. So if you want to have a preview of the spin tags, I click here on preview. Here you see that I have hi Jane. So let's do it one more time. And here you see that I have hello Jane. So I have some variations, which is perfect. So make sure that everything is good. And then you click on save. Now, just before I show you how to create a follow-up, I have something that I recommend to do. So select all your text and then click on clean HTML. So it's always the same. You don't want any HTML in your cold emails because it will hurt your deliverability. Then we click one more time on save. And now it's time to create a follow-up. So for that, I click here on add step. And then here you can write a follow-up. So just for this tutorial, quick follow-up. And then we click on save. If you want to modify the delay between your first message and the follow-up, you can do that here. So let's say I want to wait 3 days before sending my follow-up. So I type 3 and then I click on save. So Instantly will send this message. And then if I don't have a reply from my lead, Instantly will wait 3 days and Instantly will automatically send this follow-up. Now, if you want to try some variations to get a better reply rate, of course, you can do that by clicking here on Add Variant. And here, what you can do, for example, is to copy the body of your email. And here, I can modify, for example, just one thing. So I will remove export. So I have leads with emails. And the first one is export leads with emails. So here I test my subject and then I will see which one is the best. So when you want to A/B test something, I recommend you to have some volume because you want the test to be relevant. And I recommend you to modify just 1 or 2 things between your emails, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to identify specifically what works in your emails. Once you are happy with your emails, I recommend you to go here in schedule. Oh, I forgot to save. So in schedule, you can select when you want to start your campaign. For example, now, or if you want, when you want. So for example, Wednesday, apply. Then here you can select when you want to send your emails. So you have the timing from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Perfect. Here you can select the time zone. So it's not your time zone, but the time zone of your leads. Very important. And here just below, you can select which days you want to send your cold emails. So from Monday to Friday. Perfect. So I click on save. And now, for the deliverability, I recommend you to go here in options. Here you can select which accounts you want to use. So I will select them all. Then stop sending emails, non-reply, enable. Open tracking, so you don't want that. So that's why it's disabled. And why? It's because it will hurt your deliverability. Then delivery optimization, make sure that you have this option. So send emails as text only. No HTML, and then we click on launch. Publish. And now you see that my campaign is active. Now, if you click on the campaign, you will see, of course, your analytics. For example, number of message sent, number of replies. If you want to add some leads to a specific campaign, very easy. You go here and you click on leads. And here you can add some leads. If you want to modify your sequence, you go here in sequences, and here you can modify your message. So once you've launched your campaign, you will get some replies after a few hours. And if you want to easily manage all your replies from all your email accounts, I recommend you to go here in Unibox. So this Unibox feature from Instantly. And with this feature, you will be able to see your replies, and you can reply to your lead directly in Instantly. So here you will see all your replies, and if you want to see the details, you just need to click on it, and then you will see the reply. And if you want to reply, you just need to click here on reply and type your email. And this is where you will be able to book sales calls with your leads. So if you follow this process step by step, you will be able to generate some leads from your business. Now, as I told you, if you want to try Instantly for free and get the best free trial available, you just need to click the first link in the description. Now, if you want to try Give Me Leads to be able to export leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get the emails of these leads, you can go on givemeleads.io, or you have a link in the description. And now, if you want to see a complete beginner-friendly tutorial on how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find B2B leads, you can click somewhere on the screen. It was Vincent. I wish you a nice day, and I see you in the next video. Bye-bye.